Good day, greetings students. Very happy to meet you all again in grade 12 economics. We are in IED, Indian Economic Development, and we are discussing about the current challenges faced by Indian economy. In that particularly we are discussing about poverty, which is a very big challenge that any country has to face. So in the previous session we have started discussing about the policies and programs that have been framed by Indian government towards poverty alleviation, to lift up the poverty from below, poor people from below poverty line. What is it all about actually? It is about poverty, people who are very poor, who can't fend for themselves and who do not have good employment opportunities. They don't have enough food to eat. They don't have proper access to education and health. They don't have the opportunity to protect themselves from violence. They don't have the opportunity to voice out their thoughts and opinions. So we discussed about poverty line, how do we calculate poor, how do you classify poor, all those things. We discussed about chronic, transient, churning, non-poor, all these classification we did. And now we have been discussing about policies and programs that were framed towards poverty alleviation, and we discussed that there are 3 dimensions that have been done towards it. So government strategies are dimensions. So what are they means? What was the first one? Growth oriented approach. And then the poverty alleviation programs. What are those poverty alleviation programs? The programs that are used to lift the poor people out of the poverty line. So what were the programs that we discussed? We discussed programs that help rural employment and wage employment programs. What kind of programs we had? We spoke about rural employment and wage employment programs. So under self-employment programs, rural employment is also called as self-employment programs. Financial assistance was given to families or individuals. Since the 1990s, this approach has been changed. So we are going to discuss about the self-employment program. Self-employment program, what did we discuss earlier? Financial help was given for their survival. அவங்க வாழறதுக்கு தேவையான காசை கொடுத்துட்டு இருந்தாங்க. In 1990s, this approach has been changed. How did they change? Now those who wish to benefit from these programs are encouraged to form SHG, self-help groups. After the LPG reforms, right? After 1990s, people were motivated to form self-help groups. So self-help groups na nama edha solrom, women can join together and they can do some small scale industries done through SHG. இது மாதிரி பண்றது எல்லாமே for what? For motivating them to employ. Already in the previous session we discussed, it is not important to give them money, it is important to teach them a way to earn money. For self-help groups la they get the help from government but they do the work there. Fine, so they learn how to earn the money. They put in their own efforts, they put in their own ideas into it and they learn how to earn money. Understood? Initially they are encouraged to save some money and lend among themselves as small loans. So deposits madri kuduthu they lend. So what was the first step of the program? First step is to pool their money they'll pool whatever they have. அவங்களோட மணி எடுத்து அதில் யாருக்கு தேவையோ we will give them as small loans for buying something, for buying something regarding the self help group. ஏதோ ஒரு இப்போ செல்ஃப் ஹெல்ப் குரூப்பில் ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ணுற கூட்ஸை டெலிவரி பண்ணுறதுக்காக ஏதோ ஒன்று வாங்கலாம். we make them as owners. அந்த மாதிரி கொடுக்குறோம். Later through banks the government provides partial financial assistance to SHGs which then decide whom the loan is to be given for self-employment activities. What was the second step? Is to the government provides partial financial assistance through banks. Government provides partial financial assistance. Okay, partial financial assistance through banks. Okay, and SGSY, Swarna Jayanti Gram Swarogzar Yojana, means self-help group related programs, is one such program. This has now been restructured as National Rural Livelihoods Mission. Idhukku per enna? National Rural Livelihoods Mission. A similar program called National Urban Livelihoods Mission. So all these programs should be remembered. What are the programs we have? National Rural is one program, Urban is another program, National Rural Livelihoods Mission. Okay, we care for the livelihood of people. Adana livelihoods mission. Fine. And the government has a variety of programs to generate wage employment for the poor unskilled people living. So this entire topic is completely about what were the different programs introduced by government to help people is the point. So I want you to go through about each and every program. That is what is required. Try to remember the years mentioned. That is another important point that you should keep in mind. So நம்ம ரெண்டு approach discuss பண்ணோம். One was growth oriented approach. The second approach was poverty alleviation programs, and that is what we have discussed so far. Government என்ன பண்ணுச்சு? They created many programs in relation to wage employment and self employment. So earlier they were giving financial support, but later on simply financial help was given. But now they motivated people to start self-help groups, so they can help themselves in the point. So the first step was to pool their money and to lend a small loans. Second step was the government provides partial financial assistance, or a part of the financial assistance yaar kudutha? Government through banks. Okay, and there are many programs, 100-day system. இது எல்லாமே எங்கிருந்து வந்துச்சு? Through the poverty alleviation program. Okay, so the next step, poverty alleviation க்கு employment programs கொடுத்தோம். What would be the third approach? One is growth oriented approach. Second approach is poverty alleviation programs. What is the third approach? The third approach is to provide minimum basic amenities to people. Providing the basic amenities. So basic நமக்கு என்ன தேவை? Amenities na needs. What do we need? Food, shelter, water, right? இதுதான் clothing. இதெல்லாம் தான் நம்ம என்னென்ன சொல்கிறோம்? Amenities ன்னு சொல்கிறோம். So the government took steps to provide these basic amenities to people. நம்ம என்னெல்லாம் டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணோம்? Access to education, access to health, clean drinking water, enough food to eat, a voice out. இது எல்லாம் தான் நம்ம பேசிக் நீட்ஸ்னு பார்த்தோம். ஸோ இந்தியா வாஸ் அமாங் த pioneers. Pioneers means what? The first to start something. Pioneers in the world to envisage that through public expenditure on social consumption needs, provision of food grains at subsidized rate, education, health, water supply and sanitation, people's living standard could be improved. So when you give things on a subsidized rate, we understood that the people's standard of living can be improved. இப்போ free bees கொடுக்கிற எல்லாமே இல்லை subsidized rateல கொடுக்கிற எல்லாமே it is done with the aim of improving the standard of living of people. Fine. Programs under this approach are expected to supplement the consumption of the poor. அவங்க ஏற்கனவே கன்சம் பண்ணுறதுக்கு ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுற மாதிரி இருக்கு. So this basic amenities is done for what? To improve the people's people's standard of living has to be improved. That is one important point. And how is it done? To supplement the consumption of people, to aid, to help. To supplement the consumption. So how is it done? And bring about, create employment opportunities. எதெல்லாம் எய்ம் பண்றோம்? To create employment opportunities, to give access to education and health. So this approach from the 5th 5-year plan, எப்போதுல இந்த approach நம்ம கொண்டு வந்தோம், providing basic amenities from the 5th 5-year plan. And what were the various things? Even with the expanded employment opportunities, the poor will not be able to buy for themselves all the essential goods and services. So they have to be supplemented up to at least certain minimum standards. So employment opportunities create பண்ணதுனால மட்டும் they can't fend for themselves. We need to help them. We need to supplement these basic amenities was the viewpoint of the government, and that resulted in what? They have been given access to a few help in form of food grains, education, health, nutrition, drinking water, housing, communication and electricity. எதிலெல்லாம் concentrate பண்ணாங்க? To give not all the food grains, essential food grains. இப்போ PDSல public distribution system நமக்கு என்ன கொடுக்குறாங்க? You get rice, you might get wheat, few people get sugar, then dal, then இதெல்லாம் தானே கொடுக்குறாங்க. Fine. Now they are giving you that channa dal because it gives you strength ங்கனால channa dal கொடுக்குறாங்க. So it's the government's decision. It analyzes what is the requirement. அதை பொறுத்து they give it at a subsidized price. அவங்களுக்கு அங்கே ரொம்ப கம்மி or some are given free of cost. Fine. So to give essential food grains, facilities for education, free education irukka, government schools, education, health and RTE kuda irukku. Even in private schools there is a concession facility, RTE, right to education. So அவங்க லொக்காலிட்டிக்குள்ளே இருக்கிற எந்த ஸ்கூலாக இருந்தாலும் they can apply certain forms and procedures and they get seat in that. It is not that only government school gives that. Every school has some kind of policy to help them. Either it is forced by the government or it is done as an ethic by the organization or the institution. It's different. எவ்வளோ companies இருக்கு, they start up free schools for their employees. அவங்க எம்ப்ளாயோட கிட்ஸுக்கு தேவையான opportunities are given for education and health. These are all national. When you have that sense, patriotism, we can do it. Otherwise government is doing all these things. So we give education, health, nutrition, then water, housing facilities also there. No, we give them at subsidized rate. Cement alla subsidized rate la kadakide. Then they can apply and get an housing loan at a less interest rate, low interest rate housing and communication facilities. right? Fine. So 3 major programs that aim at improving the food and nutritional status of the poor are public distribution system, integrated child development scheme and midday meal scheme. என்னென்ன systems இருக்கு for food and nutritional status to improve food and nutritional status. What are the programs? PDS, public distribution system, then integrated child development scheme, and at schools. Midday meal is given. இது வந்து access to education as well as giving them a nutritional value, and they have given some examples for the programs that has been introduced in this effect. Okay, and it helps in developing infrastructure and housing conditions. So house construct பண்ணிட்டு அங்க ஒரு they would have drawn something or they would have written this house is constructed using that particular system, and the particular scheme நால தான் இந்த house construct பண்ண முடிஞ்சதுன்ற மாதிரி points will be mentioned there. The government also has a variety of other social security programs to help a few specific programs. National Social Assistance Program is one such program initiated. So elderly people are given pension, destitute and widow அவங்களுக்கு எல்லாமே நம்ம ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுற மாதிரியான நிறைய ப்ரோக்ராம்ஸ் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. So from 2017 a scheme called Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana is available, in which people in India are encouraged to open bank accounts. Demonetization தொடர்ந்து வந்த ஒரு இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் ஸ்கீம் என்னன்னா, they are motivated to open bank accounts and everything is connected with what? Your bank account. நம்மளோட demonetization ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணது when you get subsidy, right? இந்த சிலிண்டர் வாங்குறப்ப சப்சிடி கிடைக்குது, கவர்மெண்ட் கொடுக்குற என்ன சப்சிடியாக இருந்தாலும் it is credited to your bank account now. So everybody is motivated towards opening a bank account. When you have a bank account, it certainly gives you a social status. எதுக்காக இது வந்துச்சு? Again it comes towards developing or improving the standard of living of people. So என்கிட்ட bank account இருக்குங்கிறதே it is a social status to me. Earlier it is not that everybody had a bank account, not everybody had a checkbook. But now the process had been made simple, and the digitalized economy, cashless economy, it is bringing a new standard of living among people. Fine. So besides promoting savings habit, this scheme intends to transfer all the benefits of government scheme. முக்கியமா நமக்கு வர வேண்டிய மணி எல்லாமே subsidies கொடுக்கிறது எல்லாமே in what way it comes from central government, it is debited or it is credited directly to your bank account. So obviously everybody is brought under the system of the government. எல்லாரோட bank account பத்தியும் they know. So there is no possibility of black money, corruption, all these should be reduced. That is one of the aims. So government oda policy or program eppadi irukkanum, it should not focus on only one thing, it should focus on various things. So demonetization, it was announced overnight, fine, but still what were the positive effects of demonetization? Nama adu study pannona, the positive effects are it made everybody have a bank account. So the standard of living comes up, and this tries to bring an equality. So rich people who could not show black money, they tried to donate for people, they gave it for temples. So temples la irukkiradhu somehow it reaches poor people ngiradhu belief. Fine. fine, through the free midday meal அந்த மாதிரி அன்னதானம் இதெல்லாம் கொடுக்கிறது, it kind of helped the poor at that particular time. We have seen how much rupees, how many notes were, how many currencies were thrown in garbage. Yeah, these are of no values and ஒரே reason நால. Right, so what was the other point? Black money should be brought into account. எவ்வளோ பேர் tax pay பண்ணாங்க? Because the only way you can exchange your notes is through bank, and you need a bank account. So bank account start பண்ணணும், digitalized economy, cashless economy கொண்டு வரணுங்கிறது it became it was realized step by step. Initially we had lots of negative impacts. Overnight la change பண்ணது, we had difficulties, right? But when you compare the viewpoints, the aims of it and the positive impacts of demonetization, it has somehow favored poor people also. ஏன்னா இந்த டாக்ஸ் எல்லாம் எங்க போகுது? Comes back to us. The policy or the objective of a government budget, one of the objective is reallocation, equalities, balancing the equalities. இது எல்லாமே came through to demonetization. Each bank account holder is also entitled to rupees 1 lakh accident insurance and rupees 30,000 life insurance cover. இது யார் பண்ணிருக்கா? Done by government. We all can go for policies, but what about poor people? How will they pay premium? Difficult, isn't it? So this is one of the approaches done by government. So what were the various approaches done by government to alleviate poor அப்படின்னா? They had 3 different approaches: growth oriented approach, poverty alleviation program, and finally providing basic amenities. So growth oriented approach அப்படின்னா, it was concentrated on the growth. Economic development and growth will obviously help poor people. That was the point, but it was not successful because all the government policies were not put into proper effect. Land ceiling இருக்கட்டும், green revolution இருக்கட்டும், did not favor the poor people completely. That's a negative point. And then providing poverty alleviation programs. Many programs were introduced and people were motivated to start self-help groups. And finally, providing basic amenities. Even though you can give them employment opportunities, still it will be a difficult thing for them to spend on basic amenities. So basic amenities க்கு மட்டுமே அவங்க spend பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க அப்படின்னா, when they will improve, when they will come out of poverty line, so அவங்க earn பண்ணுறது கம்மி. ஸோ earn பண்ணுறது ஃபுல்லாக பேசிக் கம்யூனிட்டிஸ்க்கு ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணிட்டா their standard of living will not come up. அகெயின் என்னதான் ஆகும்? they won't get access to education and health. ஃபுட் மட்டும்தான் அவங்களுக்கு கிடைக்கும். that too not enough. ஸோ பேசிக் கம்யூனிட்டிஸ் மூலமா பிடிஎஸ்ல என்ன பண்ணிட்டாங்க? they give free food grains, essential food grains, or at a subsidized rate. ஒன்று ஃப்ரீயாக கொடுக்குறாங்க, இல்லாட்டினா வெரி சப்சிடைஸ்டு ரேட், கொஞ்சம் கம்மியான ப்ரைஸில் கொடுக்குறாங்க. ஸோ திஸ் ஹெல்ப்ஸ் தெம் டு சேவ், ரைட்? அண்ட் ஒன் மோர் ப்ரோக்ராம் வாஸ் இன்டிகிரேட்டட் சைல்ட் டெவலப்மெண்ட் midday meal scheme. Whatever freebies are given, it is all focusing on giving these basic amenities. சைக்கிள் கொடுத்தது எதுக்கு? they should not suffer. அந்த சைக்கிள் அவங்களுக்கு தான். Okay, and they can have that cycle for a long time. You have given them a social status, as well you have given them that method of transportation. அவங்களுக்கு டிரான்ஸ்போர்ட்டேஷனுக்கு ஒரு ஃபெசிலிட்டி பண்ணி கொடுத்தாச்சு. ஃப்ரீ பஸ் பாஸ் இருந்துச்சு, ஃப்ரீ சைக்கிள்ஸ் வந்தாச்சு, ஃப்ரீ லேப்டாப்ஸ், ஃபைன், ஃப்ரீ புக்ஸ், பேசிக் கம்யூனிட்டிஸ் எல்லாமே என்ன பண்ணிட்டோம்? we brought them here. Understood? So these were all points related to policies and programs. But what always prevails அப்படின்னா, criticisms always prevails. criticism இல்லாமல் இருக்கவே முடியாது. no policy or program can work without criticisms. So we need to assess the success rate of these policies? எவ்வளோ தூரத்துக்கு இதெல்லாமே சக்ஸஸ்ஃபுல்லாக இருந்துச்சு? Was it really beneficial for the people? Did it really do its work in alleviating the poor? These questions are there to be answered. So, what were the complaints or what were the points to be noted? Critical assessment. என்ன சொல்லலாம்? Yes, it has given some positive impacts. We have seen the statistics that many poor people were uplifted. Statistics are not entirely wrong. Part of it is right only. But still, we have done various strategies. But still, hunger, malnutrition, malnourishment, illiteracy, lack of basic amenities are there. இது எல்லாமே இன்னும் இருக்கு. It prevails in the community. We can still see child labor system. Child labor இல்லைன்னா why do we have a law? Isn't it? As said in the previous session, when a policy or when a law is expanded and expanded and extended, that means the need of it prevails. நம்ம இன்னமும் child marriages and child labor இந்த rules and regulations-லாம் இன்னும் எஃபெக்டில் இருக்குது அப்படின்னா it is just because these are still prevailing. ஸ்லேவரிக்கான ஆப்ஷன் ஆர் ரூல்ஸ் எல்லாம் இப்போ அவ்வளோவா நம்ம பேசுறது இல்லை பிகாஸ் இட் இஸ் நாட் ப்ரிவைலிங் எனிமோர். எவ்ரிபடி ஹேஸ் தேர் ஓன் வாய்ஸ் டு ஸ்பீக் அவுட். அந்த அளவுக்கு நமக்கு தைரியம் இருக்குது. திஸ் ஜெனரேஷன் ஹேஸ் ஃபைன். பட் சைல்ட் லேபர், சைல்ட் மேரேஜ் ரூல் லா என்ன இருக்கு? ஏன்? பிகாஸ் இட்ஸ் ஸ்டில் ப்ரிவைலிங். We have done so many programs. இவ்வளோ நிறைய ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணியிருக்கோம், இவ்வளோ பிளான் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். We have done policies, we have designed programs to alleviate poor. ஆனாலும் the result is not visible is the point. malnourishment இருக்கு, illiteracy இன்னும் இருக்கு. These all came in 1950s 70s இல்லையா இந்த ப்ரோக்ராம். அப்படின்னா இப்போ 2000s இருக்கிறவங்க should all be very well to do. எவ்வளோ நாளாக இருக்குது இந்த ப்ரோக்ராம்ஸ் எல்லாமே? Then that literacy should have improved. Has it improved? Not to a very greater extent. Okay, so these programs have evolved in a very positive manner, but still this did not go any radical transformation. Overnight transformation irunduchana? No. Fine. Scholars, while assessing these programs, state 3 major areas of concern. So we have major areas of concern. What are those? Due to unequal distribution of land and other assets, the benefits from direct poverty alleviation programs have been appropriated by the non-poor. The benefits are not reaching the poor. இவங்க தான் புவர்னு ரெகக்னைஸ் பண்ணுறதுக்கே நமக்கு இன்னும் முடியல. So it is not reaching the right people is the problem. Due to unequal distribution of land and other assets, the benefits from direct poverty alleviation programs have been appropriated by the non-poor. அதில் நடந்த சில தில்லுமுல்லாம் இன்னும் இருக்குது. The malpractices that has been done, one person will be the owner, another person's name will be there. அப்படிங்கிறப்ப how will it reach the exact people? நான் ஆக்சுவலாக poor, I don't have access to education, I don't have employment opportunities. ஆனால் என் பேரில் அசட் இருக்க மாதிரி காட்டுறோமே. So how will government policy reach there? Aguma? No. Compared to the magnitude of poverty, the amount of resources allocated for these programs is not sufficient. Not enough resources allocation. எவ்வளோ poor இருக்காங்களோ அதுக்கேற்ற மாதிரி இல்லை. The resources allocated are less, and somewhere in between corruption happens, and those resources don't reach them correctly. Moreover, these programs depend mainly on government and bank officials for their implementation. Such officials are ill-motivated, inadequately trained, corruption prone, and vulnerable to pressure from variety of local elites. The resources are inefficiently used and wasted. Even though ஏதோ கொஞ்சம் resources இருக்கிறதையும் are inefficiently used. PDSக்கு கொடுக்குற எவ்வளோ அரிசி வெளியில் இருக்குன்னு நம்ம சொல்கிறோம், பதுக்கி வச்சுருக்காங்க நம்ம சொல்கிறோம். All this happens because of whom? The government is allocating certain functions, resources for us. Poor people are waiting. In between, so many people are there who will take something for them. Fine, corruption still prevails. Still that corruption is there, it's not going to work. And this also tells about government policies have also failed to address the vast majority of vulnerable people who are living on or just above the poverty line. நம்ம transient poor னு ஒன்று பார்த்தோம். Like they can be here or there. ஒரு employment opportunity இருக்கிறப்போ they will be better. இல்லைன்னா they have to go down again to poverty line. So avangalaiyum we need to concentrate. It is not only just about uplifting the poor people, but it should also be a little above them. avangalukana opportunity correct irundha dhaan they don't again fall down on the poverty line. So government policy enga dhaan focus pannirukom, we just focus on below poverty line. We don't talk about the people who are on or just above the poverty line. So government policy eppadi focus pannom, it should be focusing not only the people below poverty line, but should also focus the people who are on or just above the poverty line. So it also reveals that high growth alone is not sufficient to reduce poverty. Active participation of poor should help. Active participation of poor in growth programs a doctor usually says that we need the patient's cooperation. So if you want to come out of an ailment, a pain, a disease, you need to cooperate with the doctor. அது மாதிரி தான் when we want to come out of poverty, the poor people also should be ready to contribute towards it. ஏதோ ஒரு ப்ரோக்ராம் பண்ண ட்ரை பண்ணுறாங்கன்னா we need to also give the active participation. We need to tell them what is right and what is not. So எல்லா ப்ரோக்ராமுமே is it as per the needs of the people அப்படின்னா no. அப்போ we should tell that இல்லையா, it is not as per my need ன்னு நான் சொல்லணும் இல்லையா. If you see that Ramdas Korva's road to nowhere, you can understand that they did not analyze the need of people. அவங்களுக்கு அது நிஜமாவே தேவையானவங்க பார்க்கல. It is just written in their policy, so they are just doing it. ஃபைன், ஒரு ஊருக்கு பஸ்ஸு விடுறோம், அந்த ஊரில் வந்து ப்ராப்பர் ரோடு இல்லாதப்போ பஸ்ஸு விட்டு என்ன யூஸு? ரைட், வாட் இஸ் ஆக்சுவலி ரிக்வயர்டு நம்ம பார்க்கணும். அங்கே ப்ராப்பர் ட்ரிங்கிங் ஃபெசிலிட்டி இருக்கா இல்லையா, ஸ்கூல் இருக்கா இல்லையா, இதை பார்த்துட்டு தான் நம்ம நெக்ஸ்ட் டிரான்ஸ்போர்ட்டேஷன் போகணும். right? Transportation is basically required and then நம்ம பார்க்கணும். What do the people actually need is the first step we need to analyze. அதுக்கப்புறமா தான் we can do. And what is the result? Poverty can be eradicated only when the poor contribute, only when they are ready to contribute towards the growth progress, we can eradicate poverty. So this is possible through a process of social mobilization, encouraging poor people to participate and to get them empowered, create employment opportunities, increase levels of income, skill development, health, literacy, இது எல்லாத்தையும் increase பண்ணாதான் ஒரு awareness கிடைக்கும். Only when they are aware about the growth programs, they will know the need of it. Growth program என்னன்னே தெரியாம how can they get benefited out of it? So we need to create the awareness of for these people, and we have to give them the infrastructure facilities, proper infrastructure facilities. சொல்வாங்க பஞ்சாயத்துக்கு ஒரே ஒரு டிவி தான் இருக்கு. Fine, it is not about the entertainment factor, it is about the awareness factor. Fine. So all the services should be given, training institutions, IT industries alla metropolitan cities la mattum da irukku, right? The concentration should be given there also, training them, picking people from there, idellame irukku. So about 6 decades we have moved, about 6 decades, actually it's more, 1950s la irundha eduthalum 2010, actually 7 decades we have moved, and the objective of all our policies had been stated as promoting rapid and balanced economic development. Poverty alleviation is always a challenge, it is still posing to be a challenge. Evlo policies and programs irundhalum still we need to deviate everything in the right way. ella seirom policies and programs இருக்கு, ஆனால் அதெல்லாம் ரைட் பாத்தில் தான் போகுதா அப்படிங்கிறத we need to verify. There should not be any malpractices in between. The policies and programs designed for poor people should really reach them. Okay, so there is an improvement, but still it is not enough. The point, if there is improvement, the way the policies and programs have been designed, India should have eradicated poverty long back, but still we are facing that challenge. Statistics are good, yeah, we have lifted so many people and only 6.7% of people are left behind, but is it a true status? What about the people who are on the poverty line and just above the poverty line? That should also be concerned and calculated. So the fruits of development have not reached all the sectors of population is an ongoing complaint. Inequalities in income and wealth still prevails. Poor gets poorer, rich gets richer. Is not only a statement, but sometimes it becomes a fact also. So being citizens of this country, all of us should contribute. We all should have a social responsibility in alleviating the poor and eradicating poverty from our country. It is the responsibility and duty of each and every one who are born in this wonderful country. Right, children? So that is the end of our discussion about poverty. It is not actually an end, it is actually a seed for you to think more about poverty and how to eradicate it. So the seed has been sowed. I hope it comes out in a bright manner. If at all you have any other points to discuss or any other doubts to be clarified, please feel free to reach me out and get your doubts clarified. Thank you, and may all have a wonderful day today.